Is this your homework, Larry?
December 2018 low to the recent high of 65k, we're currently sitting at the 0.5 resistance. Seems to be pretty strong. What do you think, Mitch?
Hey, traders. Welcome to the
Sunday stream. Candles, weekly candle close today. I just got back in town. Traveled all day today, so you know, just running a little behind. But what was that question? Thanks for the threes before the stream started. December 2018 low to the all-time high. 50% retrace, pretty strong. I don't know if the significant time scales are really giving us any kind of reversal signal quite yet, you know. But you did hit the first target of the kind of you know, aggressive targeting for harmonics A and C, right? You hit A, and you did very nicely. Caught a bounce of it, like a 4% bounce off that. So it seems like if people were short, they took profit, and the a rally began, but it's not turned into anything significant yet, right? I mean, you know, if you want to smoke opium, it's a higher low than the previous low for now. You know, it did hit a 78% retrace from the low to the high, right? A little cipher. I have it. I could picture it. We did that yesterday. Yeah, I'll turn up my mic. I look like that. Hold on a sec. Let's see here. How do I do this? How do I do this? Sorry. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why my microphone's so low. It makes like no sense. I could just get my closer to the mic. Is it any better now? Like the, you know, the differential? We alright? Sounds good, I guess. Alright, we'll see. Whatever. At this point. So yeah, like remember there was the Cypher. The Cypher. XABC and then D. You didn't quite, I mean, you pretty much did. It was just like so close. So caught a reaction around there, you know, and the May 21st low that was a target for a short if they were going to short, you know, and no higher highs yet at all. I guess hidden bullish divergence ended up playing out, but that's it. That's pretty bad. That's not very good. So we'll see. But you know, the good news is, I guess, that you got a monthly candle close and a quarterly candle close. 3-month candle will be closing. So, you know, that does, or when that happens, I mean, you oftentimes can see like major reversals in price action, like the way something's been going for a while. Those candles close, new candles open, you could see a reversal, right? It could happen. So really cool to see Ethereum. I want to look at that in a minute, but let's look at the weekly on Bitcoin. let's look at that. Let's look at the daily first and the weekly. Daily, I mean, I guess you're technically about to bullishly engulf in an hour and 39 minutes. That's not much of that's the engulfing candle, really, right there, May 24th. And yesterday, and we talked about it, just barely, you had your lowest daily candle close of the entire correction, right? Since the all-time high to the lowest candle close, that was it yesterday. But I guess the good news is you're starting to lose your negative momentum again on this little small and pathetic little engulfing candle, whatever you want to call it. And it's good to see the negative momentum continue to wane again. Thank God. All right, so maybe we go positive and we catch a, you know, a relief rally or something like that on the daily. Good to see, like, you make a low, a lower low, you make the same low, slightly lower low. You know, you're diverging on the RSI locally. I wouldn't say exactly that's like class A bullish divergence or anything. It's just diverging. So, not really at a critical support or anything. I guess it's holding that candle close low from January 12th. That's where it's chopping around. So that's on the daily, and then the weekly. Dude, weekly's so bad, man. God. Like, seriously, dude, what? Like, all the resistance. I mean, it could be like it's an inverted hammer or something like that. Maybe, man, but dang, you broke the critical support areas last week with a confirmation close, and now this week you are back testing the levels you broke as resistance. I mean, that could be a form of confirmation. Yeah, not so great, man. I mean, it's not really what you want to see.
Hi Mitch, not sure if you've previously commented,
What's up,
but
Travis?
BTC forming bearish head/shoulders at 1 watt chart. Neckline 30k, left shoulder January the 13th to the 20th, head 64k, right shoulder now? Very bearish.
I think the head and shoulders already happened on the daily for sure, right? And it's played out, and weekly. I mean, I don't think I think it's too early to even be talking about, oh, it's a more major head and shoulders. I don't even know if you can consider that a shoulder. You know, it was kind of like the same wave, and you're doing a new wave. Like, I think you had the COVID crash, the all-time high was X to A, and now you're working on A to B, and eventually, whether it's here or you go lower, you know, you go to 618. I think you'll catch a relief rally where you'll run an attempt at that rally, and then that's, you know, B to C. And then if it's a lower high, it then can very well begin the much more major wave down. Just a thought. Right where we are, you know, we're talking about a 50% retrace from the COVID crash low. Did I? Yeah, 50%. You have not hit a 618 yet. No, that's 27K. So yeah, I mean, I guess more incessant selling could occur, you know, in the coming weeks. Same time, this is also exactly 50% where some sort of reaction could occur where you rally to attempt to retake those previous highs, but you may fail. Yeah, it's not very good, man. I mean, it's just like, it's hard to be optimistic looking at the weekly like this, right? But we do have that monthly candle close coming up in a couple days, and the quarterly candle close. So let's look at that 3-day candle. I'm sorry, 3 week. No, I'm sorry, 3 month. Wow. Wait, is it not? The 3 month? The quarterly? Or I guess it... Oh, it already closed? What's going on? 31 days, 2 hours. Okay. Confused here. It's May. I thought it was the quarter. I'm having to pay taxes next month. Huh? End of June's the quarterly? Okay, maybe that's it. Alright, sorry to lose my mind here. So, okay, you know, whatever. Monthly close, though. Yeah, it's awful. I mean, at least you're back to 60, 61 on the RSI.
Music
monthly.
bailout
God.
obnoxious. Love tuning in every week for candle close. Honeybee, love your work.
Yeah, it's probably too loud, right? I don't know. Like, whatever. Thanks for the judgment, which is something that I deal with every day. Thank you. So, yeah, it's not, I mean, that's a nice reversal right there, huh? That nice doji ended up being the reversal, so. I mean, you are kind of like in the middle of nowhere, right? I mean, 30K, 40K. You don't have, I mean, the only thing you've got going for you on the daily is you're about to lose your negative momentum. You know, finally, you haven't seen positive momentum on the daily since May 11th, so that could change, you know, where you catch a relief rally, but it's kind of, I mean, just looking at it, man, flip the chart over, right? It's like, oh God, you know, what was once support resistance has clearly become support, you know, back test the 200 moving average as support. That's really strong, dude, you know, but yeah, it doesn't really look that great, I mean, on the daily, but you want some hopium to smoke. We go to Ethereum. Man, I'll just tell you, I showed this to patrons. It's crazy. I mean, something I didn't show them though was, all right, so we go back to February and March. All right, big markdown. You know, Ethereum lost from its high to its lowest point. It lost 36+% of its value, almost 37% of its value in 8 days. Then it rallied, made a lower high than previous high, and sold off a couple times. And what happened on this lowest point, March 5th? From the lowest point of that correction to the high after, you had a, I mean, God, it didn't even make a 61% retrace, did it? I mean, it was like a 60%, 59% retrace, right? Before it then reversed, right? left shoulder head, right shoulder stuff, and ran up to the 786 area and reversed. Head and shoulders was created, and then it dumped and then pumped. And then, you know, you look here, what's happening? It's the same. I mean, maybe we could just pull it up, you know, the way I had it before. All right, we just look here. On the right is March. I mean, that is strikingly similar. I think you would tend to agree on that, you know? Strikingly, ridiculously similar. Both of them, 1386, 1420, that was a major support resistance. So is $2,000, right? So, and you know, I showed you like a 60% retrace, right? 59% retrace from the low to high on that right shoulder or whatever. And then you go from this low to high, it's a perfect 61.8% retrace. I mean, literally perfect. Touched it. And as soon as it touched it, bounced 6%, right? I mean, whatever. And yes, also like hidden bullish type from this low to the high, clearly higher low, you know, higher levels negative momentum, continuation implied. It's just kind of like, wow, I can't believe how identical it looks. But, you know, I mean, that's like, it's speculation, and it's just like, we're just looking back at a similar circumstance on the same chart in the same year, you know, so. Anyway, thought that might be interesting to y'all. It's all good. If not, because like, you know, Bitcoin dumps, what's going to happen? None of it's going to matter. Like, nothing matters. And we just looked at the weekly and it just doesn't really look that great. I mean, it could be an inverted hammer or something, but dude, it just back tested all the resistance as resistance with confirmation in about an hour and a half. On the weekly, that's just not a good thing. Yeah. All right. So this structure right here, kind of including Bitcoin a little bit, is occurring all over this market. It may turn into something, and also at the same time, it may just crap out and dump to much lower levels if there's no demand on Bitcoin. And, you know, people are going to continue just to rotate funds into value and meme stocks and gold and silver, right? I mean, you know, momentum-driven asset class, and the momentum is it's trying to shift. I mean, that's where we're at. We're at this point where it could be shifting now, but at the same time, you know, if this wave here is not done and we continue to sell off, then momentum has not shifted and it's still very bearish. And this is only on the 4 hour. The good news, I guess, in the 4 hours, kind of like, if this can hold, you know, which is wishful thinking, if it can hold, it would actually, I mean, even if it goes to 2K, it's still making a higher low than the previous low, which is something you haven't done. You have not made a higher low, really, I mean, since May 11th or something, right? I mean, it's been a long time, so. But yeah, all over the place, like Litecoin, it's there. All right, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's very, very symmetrical, right? I mean, you know, it doesn't look bad. I would prefer, like, you know, the right side of the neckline would be not down sloping, but more so like the same, you know, Ethereum's pretty close to almost the same high as the left shoulder, or not the left shoulder, but the left side, the left collar of the neckline. But yeah, it's like trying to shift momentum, but at the same time, it's like up against really strong resistance that if you can't hold it, you're just coming right back down to 120 again, especially with Bitcoin, you know. And, you know, there's still that chance that Bitcoin sees 31K, which is like that second target of the bearish cipher. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's really tough, man. These market conditions are really tough.
Noise! Weekly bullish engulfing candle forming on Hex chart.
What's up, Anna? We'll look at it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. So it's just like, this is everywhere. It's like, you know, I mean, it's not on Hex. Hex is a kind of different chart. Been selling off some today, right? But yeah, I think Hex is like weekly or monthly candle. Hex's monthly candle is stupid. I think it's like just this insane bullish engulfing candle. So we'll look at that. But very, very similar to the same stuff we saw over here you know, just back in late February, early March, but this time was much worse, right? I mean, we're talking apples and oranges here, right? Where like the drawdown in February to the lowest point was like, oh God, only 40%, right? 40%, what a joke, dude. This thing lost 71%, so 30% more losses on this previous drawdown, much more devastating losses, right? So, and that could have ushered in a huge correction that could last for months. At the same time, you just want to, like, you know, look at it and just, I'm bringing it up, not trying to, you know, make people over enthusiastic or anything. Not much has changed, and the significant time scales still look pretty trash. Okay. Hex, you know, you asked for. I mean, now there's like potential hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour developing, right? I mean, really. Same time though, this is like a bearish cipher that hit its PCZ. I think we had talked about that at one point. That's a perfect bearish cipher that reversed at the 786. So let's see what this turns into. This, I mean, these type of structures, man. I mean, they can definitely usher in major reversals. I've seen it countless times. You have too, if you watch the stream or you pay attention to harmonics. But the good news would be major uptrend, and you've got hidden bullish divergence developing. So let's see if this can just you know, the bearish pattern would underperform after reversing, catching a reaction at the pattern completion zone of the bearish cipher. Okay, so let's see how low this goes. Anything above 4.1 cents I think is great, but you're now, like, you're definitely like what you consider maybe in between a major range now, like 4 cents and 7 cents. You're in the dead middle, so it's gonna be really tough to like size up managing risk, because this could bleed out to 4 cents again. Just the same, flip the coin, it goes 7 cents next. So you said the daily. No, you said the weekly. Oops. The weekly, it's not, it's very close, but it's about to not be, right? If it closes below 5.4 cents, it won't be a bullish engulfing candle. So just keep that in mind. I mean, you're really close, and I'm sure it's like so close that you could have been tipping me and it was engulfing, and now it's not, right, as I'm looking at it. So, but yeah, what's I think really notable is the monthly, I believe. Look at this monthly. It's stupid. It's so ridiculous, right? Yeah, that's what's, I think, the most notable thing here. Anna. Yeah, dude, this market's it's been really good for so long, and now it's just like, you know, all we can do is look at, you know, all we can do is like theory craft on like previous fractals from this year, you know, like we did on Ethereum and Litecoin. It's just, it was a much worse drawdown this time. Okay, there's your heads.
Hey, and Mitch was wondering if you could check out Fluxus on KuCoin. Looks like it consolidated and is at a decision point.
Flux, that's a first. I don't think anyone's ever requested Flux before. Or Flukes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about microphone levels. Oh, that might be it, right? Well, maybe not. Dang, dude. I don't know. Oh, maybe this is it. Hey, am I any louder now? Any louder? Chat. I mean, I did turn. It was 75. I just turned it up to 100, so it doesn't look like it's any louder. But whatever. Sorry, I did what I could. right? But I did turn the music down to try to make the stream watchable if it was whatever. Okay, so little, bearish argument on the 4 hour, but it's like contradicting variables. Middle of the range, it's like talking about swing trading. It's kind of tough, man. But Noise! So Wibby.
Since gold looks so bullish, best to look at minor stocks with high potential. Can you take a look at II? Thanks, Mitch.
Yes, Wibby, we will look at IAG, not AG, because AG is awesome, but IAG. Okay, sure. Well, look, I just wanted to go across the market a little bit, just a couple charts, like that are looking, they have that same little hopium momentum shifting structure potentially, but it might be a little too early to say it because, look at Bitcoin, if it wants to just keep dumping and go to 31K, none of it's going to play out. It's all going to fail. I'm just like, look, it's just like, it looks pretty good, right? It's like, oh, not too bad, but what it's hitting, like what it's doing. It's like, it broke. It's just like Ethereum, like where Ethereum has that critical area of, the inflection point. BNB has its own inflection point at $330-ish, right? Same thing, and it's below it right now. It broke it and is now back testing as resistance, hitting bullish divergence, but again, I mean, it's very, very steeply slanted neckline there. So I just, and there's a long way down. I mean, that's why, like, look, straight down, straight up. You gotta be careful because it could, after testing like that, could go all the way back down to $200. So if one was like trying to take a shot on it, they just have really, really tight stops, and it's like, minimal losses if it's gonna, go down, like whatever. Right, like straight up, straight down stuff. So. But I thought it was interesting. Look at Cardano. This is like, it looks so good, but whatever, dude. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin dumps. Look at that. I mean, I know like there's the wick there, but look at, that's the crazy psycho volatility wick, 30K Bitcoin. But like after that, the normalized wick right there, very, very symmetrical in line with, the right shoulder kind of that's trying to be painted. So, and I love it above 148. Anything above 148 on a Cardano, I think is awesome. So it's just like momentum's trying to shift after just this severe drawdown, where you lost 57% of your value in a week. And now you're trying to paint a higher low. So that's good. And you may very well backtest 148 at this point, like it's up 12.66% today. So never really strategic trying to take a long on an asset that's up 12.7% on the day, right? Normally you're like, hey, I like taking longs when they look good, but they're down on the day like 2 to 5% or something, right? Okay. Thanks for the 1,000 people tuned in. Thanks for 284 likes. Good to see everyone. Again, on this Sunday, I've been on the road all day, dude. So kind of deflated from that. Just, ugh. And then a couple days I'll be getting back on. I'll be getting in the airplane. Be heading down to Miami. And I know a lot of y'all are going down there too. And we're all going to hang out and drink beer and enjoy ourselves and celebrate the gains we've had and the life-changing opportunity there was in the past year in this space. But still a life-changing opportunity. It's just maybe not as much in crypto right now because, again, momentum-driven asset class, and that could have been the buying climax that signals the correction that lasts for a while. Gold went through it, silver went through it for 2/3 of a year plus. Okay, so I like Cardano. Again, it's just gonna be, that's the way it is. When you fall below 148, I don't like it. When you get above 148, I like it. It's just, that's how it has to be, because that is such a critical inflection point, okay? And now I like it even more because of the structure that's developing, all right? Anyway, so we'll move on. I guess let's look at total real quick, I don't want to, or let's look at this chart. Bitcoin to US dollar tether still got up. I mean, you can clearly just see what's going on, right? You are in the dead middle of a range. Dead middle. only after testing the 200-day moving average resistance, you know. So it's just get out those coins, man. Flip those coins, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Did I get a little sun? I think I got a little sun, yeah. Dude, it's so cool, man. Like, I'm so happy. Like, more than anything, I was in Savannah, and there's just, like, you go out, and you're on the river walk, and it's just packed with people. It's like COVID never even existed. Like, for real. No mask mandates anywhere. You walk in, except Uber. Uber's the only, like, thing that's still doing it, and it's like, you walk up and you start, you know, getting out of your pocket, and then the Uber driver's like, don't worry about it, you know, half the time. So it's like, it's cool, dude, to see normalization. We're coming back to things, and hopefully I'll see that in Miami too. No one has the right to say anything to you anymore about a mask, really. I mean, I get it. Company policy, a company that is out of San Francisco or whatever, California, yeah, they're gonna probably be like that, but everywhere else, probably okay. All right, yeah, total real quick. It's not much of a difference. It still looks better than Bitcoin for sure. It just does because of where the moving average is, and this is because that's testament to the altcoin outperformance lately that drove this up so high. And as you can see, you're just still above that 200-day moving average. And you haven't seen positive momentum since May 11th, right? I mean, it's just prolonged negative momo, and always, you know, it goes back to positive at least for a little bit before dumping again. It's gonna, or whatever. We already looked at Hex. Rewind the stream if you want.
I'll be down in Miami. Really looking forward to meeting you and hanging out, clinking beer mugs.
So Gorilla Glue, thank you for the 5. Yeah, be sure, right, that you have contacted Brad in the Discord just to let him know that you're gonna be down there. Like, we want to make sure that there's a lot of people evidently, so it's like we just want to make sure we got a head count. Okay. So your total market cap, you know, just stuck between ranges, you know, dead middle like Bitcoin, but again, not as bad as Bitcoin because of where the 200 is. That's nice. That's about it though, right? Total 2. Alexi. I don't know, I'm gonna go look at this other request from Whippy.
Mitch, what do you think about altcoin market cap
Flux
excluding
first.
BTC? There is a huge head and shoulders pattern.
Oh god, well, that's bad, isn't it? That's not good. Not good at all, man. Flux, some S coin, you know, that hasn't been around long. I guess it's near the bottom of what you could consider a range, you know, but it's not like at the lowest risk area. And this is where like something like an X, A, B, C, D can happen. I would wait for a secondary test down here, right? And you'd get the X, A, B, C, D, and that's certainly going to happen if Bitcoin dumps again. So you got that going for you. You might have a really nice opportunity on this one, even though I don't know, it's some illiquid S coin, dude. Ah, God, it's so deep, man. So that means a shark, 886. That'd be it. I mean, that's what you'd be looking for right here on this asset if you were going to take an advantageous trade when we're strategizing inflection points at deep retrace areas and potential edges on the oscillators. Like that's what you'd be waiting for. Look at the 200 moving average, rejected 3 freaking times now, man. God. So it's like it may just bounce and just go moon, you know, but like this is a reaction to the inflection point, right? It happened May 23rd. That's not good enough, man. No one knows. Like that's why you always want to wait for double bottoms and inverse head and shoulders, you know, and springs. And that is a certain spring. You want to wait for a back test of a spring, which would certainly be a back test of a spring if it ever got to the pattern completion zone of the potential bullish shark. So I don't know where it's going, and it's never about knowing where it's going. But it is about knowing where a strategic entry could be, a strategic stop loss could be set. And right, what would be better than this? Nothing would be better than this. 11 cents, 12 cent area. Got me? Little stash. Thanks for the 20, dude. But you gotta wait. I don't care if it goes up from here. Like whatever. You know, assets go up all the time without an edge. That's not the game we play. We're playing the game of, hey, we want an edge before we take a long. We need an argument that we can present, you know, with charts. Hopefully everyone got something out of that, because this doesn't apply just to flukes or flux. This applies to any chart ever, okay? So burn these little, I don't know, these little sermons in your mind, and so you can store them away for future use on other charts, on other markets, at other times, right? All right, let's see what happens, man. All right, good luck to you. Maybe set up an alert at like 11, 12 cents. Okay. Yeah, it's, I know what you're saying, dude. I know what you're saying. You know, I'm looking at total too. I don't know. It's like
It's China to me. China.
I'll
Hey,
make this
bro,
quick cause I
what's
got a
on
wedding to
tonight?
go to. Some chick named Allegra. Sounds like a cough medicine. Means happiness in Italian. WTF that gotta
What's that
do
got
with
to do
cold
cold
medicine? Anyways, do you think Hex is forming a bullish 5 to 0? 0.019328000 LTC.
maybe, but remember it was a cipher, not a shard. It didn't hit the 886. It might have gotten close. It might. We'll I don't know. I can go back to it since we already looked at it. I'm just gonna skim back to it. You know, it's a good observation. Good TTS right there. So like being asked, is a head and shoulders. I mean, if it is, it's awful, right? I mean, $1 trillion market cap for altcoins. Oh, you're below. I don't even think you tested it, right? It's not pretty. Not really pretty. But this is like where dragon stuff can happen. Where you sell up again, you come to double bottom, or you make a slightly lower low, you go nick that 200-day moving average around $575 billion. Yeah, and then you could be painting an X, A, B, C, D, right? Dragon or harmonic that we see all the time. So, you said the weekly though. Did you say the weekly? No, you didn't say that. It's just the daily though. Weekly is still like kind of gross, man. Look, you haven't seen negative momentum on the weekly since November 9th. Sweet God, man, that's crazy. That's happening at some point. You know, you'll eventually see that. So, looks very similar to Bitcoin's weekly chart, right? Yep. That's weird, right? It looks like Bitcoin's weekly chart, and it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Oh yeah, that's right. It does have something to do with Bitcoin, even though this is excluding Bitcoin, because of how homogenous this market is. So yeah, man. I mean, I get why you would say a left shoulder ahead, maybe a lower high, right shoulder. That's oblong. Okay, that is the term Bukowski uses when the shoulders don't line up. This is an oblong potential head and shoulders. The neckline's kind of screwed too. You know, so what's the neckline? Is the neckline $757 billion? You know, like, or is it like slanted, down sloping? And it's weird, man. So it's not the prettiest, it's not the most symmetrical, but I could understand
Will
why
there
you
be
would
a
say that. I
Patreon
got you,
hangout
man,
/
right?
chill spot separate from the actual BTC after party? Or will it be where everyone can hang out?
Well, anyone that like contacts Brad, whether you're a patron or not, you know, like you're gonna be. I'm not gonna like, dude. If you made the trip down to Miami for the meetup, or you just want to hang out and stuff, like, dude, I'm not gonna. If you're not a patron, I'm not gonna be like, nah, dude. Sorry, you can't hang out with us because you're not a patron. No way, dude. That's crazy. No, like everyone's welcome. As long, just don't be crazy. Just don't be a crazy person. It's so easy.
Mitch,
Maybe.
rumor has it that Hex's complex design only allows it to go up. It is practically impossible for it to go down. That's the word on the streets.
What's up, Egg? Thanks for threes, dude. That seemed a little passive aggressive right there. Well, now we have 2 tips on Hex, so I guess we just got to go back to it. Gosh dang it! Hold on. Let me get to Whippy's request real quick. Alright. Okay, it's a patient man. He's been waiting. All right. And then we'll go back to Hex for you. I am golds. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It was looking good before, and then just one more dump. But yeah, dude, that's like really, really good. You know, it was like almost like, you know, That higher low right there was awesome. Maybe it was a range-bound asset, and this was a potential partial decline. Anything above 340 was really good. You know, it was, and 316. I mean, this is probably headed to $4. There's certainly no. I don't think you could be like, oh, nice area to strategically long this right now. I mean, upsloping flag, that could be really bullish. I mean, it really could. Same time, you could come and back test 340. That was once resistance. It could become support. But dang, yeah, that's pretty powerful looking structure right there. So I think eventually, not sure when, but I think eventually this asset's gonna go to 405. Regardless of it going to 340 first, then bouncing off of it going to 405, or just soon 405, right? That's the look at that inflection point, you know, 405, 412. That's it, man. And my God, dude, like it's ridiculous. If you maybe go to the weekly or something, dude, it's nuts, man. It's all scuffed on the neckline. I think the neckline, dude, for real, I think everyone could agree with me here. The neckline is $4. If you're talking about some sort of weird looking inverse head and shoulders, right? That's it. Because look at the price action correlation historically between 405 and 522. It's like straight up, straight down. More often than not, right? Like it's like straight up, straight down initially. You had a couple times of weird there. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So if it ever breaks 405, 412 again, it's going straight back up to 522. Right? Yeah. So yeah, he's just Whippy's bringing this up. He's just talking about this, chat. All you prying eyes. Gold's back. Boomers are back, baby. All right. That's what that was plotted for. 316 right there. That's it. That's how you could look at it. And what's awesome about it, dude, is like, wow, look at this. I mean, what kind of retrace was that? That was a freaking 90% retrace. Like an X, like a shark, dude. You had a freaking textbook shark here. Yes, sir. Textbook shark 886. You cannot. This is an unbelievable. This is like, oh God. You understand? This is like Nokia. This is like Ford. This is in the context of where this is so powerful. So powerful, dude. All right. Please do not ignore IAG. But don't ignore gold either, which we've become like kind of bullish again. And 3 targets to trade setup hit. But we don't know. We got to break 1920 on spot price on XAU. This is huge, dude. This is a big deal. This is like, I got to do it. It's like, this is Tom. I'm standing outside of IAG Iron Gold Corporation, where there's a gap fill up at 1465. This is the structure that could get you there eventually. These structures, right? It started with the XABCD, but then it became the inverse head and shoulders. This is like over and over and over again. Where we're looking for stuff. Like, look, you see this, right? You see what's going on here, and then you see like what's going on, like just here. It's the same picture, dude. You understand? It's not the same harmonic, but it's the same picture. Let me go to the weekly, I guess, on this. Crap. Just hold on. That work? Yeah. Sorry, I would do all that. It's the same-ish picture, all right? An asset that draws down to deepest retrace levels over a very long period of time, and then the pattern is created, and then the Bulkowski momentum shifting structure double bottom occurs at the PCZ of that pattern. You understand? Okay. Wow. It doesn't really get much better than this. Not really. I mean, maybe if the data was like that. That's it, dude. Like, look at the asset back from 2003 and 2008. That is low risk. Okay, everyone in here watching, you know, like, sucks for crypto, but not for gold and not for IAG. Like, I'm just saying, I know it's not crypto, but you can't say that like value is not being provided here. because crypto sucks again, and it's in a correction that could last a while. You're getting value out of this stream. You just, right? So, you know, the arrow on Nokia eventually, this has been there. Same thing, dude. Same thing. Okay? Just gotta scream that. Good request, Whippy. Nah. I think you got a resistance there. I guess we would plot that, and then up here, I think we would have so good, dude. Very easy to, dude, it's like so easy to strategize stop loss, because it's like, I don't know, man, anything below 316 I don't think you want anything to do with again. And where this pattern is, I think you could be free to let this thing ride. This would be a position trade, okay? This would be an asset that one would own and hold on to for, you know, 6 months. 3 to 6 months. Okay? And this is how we would play it. All right, Whippy man? Oh, sorry. I think this is how we would go with it. Okay, 829, 1178, 1637 men. And, you know, you could be a little bit looser on stop if you wanted, you know, like just whatever. 3.14, reward risk. Cool. This is playing the weekly, dude. Playing the weekly. So just, hey, man, they're going to print $6 trillion more probably. They're just going to do it. Okay, screw the US dollar. Put me in IAG. Sweet. Harmonic chart pattern. I would say technical indicators because you're at that low point, the inflection point. Holding it. Like, when you look at this, who cares about Bitcoin? I mean, like, Bitcoin just doesn't look like, it does not look anything like this. Bitcoin at one time did look like this, but it was back in, like early 2019, man. It looked similar to something like this, okay? Just saying. The legendary Gartley. Sorry, music stopped. My bad, dude. All right. I mean, that was the last request anyway, so I think, right? Real request. So, we can go back to Hex for a second. Someone's talking about Hex. Two people like said something about it. So could this be a 5-0? It's too perfect, man. I don't think it is a 5-0. I think it's like a perfect bearish cipher. 85% retrace. What was it? B. Don't you want? I mean, you totally want some sort of confirmation at a 50% retrace. I mean, you're at a 50% retrace. You got hidden bullish average. I mean, like, dude, yeah, it could always be that. It's sure. I mean, yeah. Same time, it's like this is exactly where a major reversal could occur. Like, if I'm looking at this, like, dang, dude. If I'm looking at it like this, man, ooh, that is... Like, it can come down again for a double bottom, like a confirmation low. Or it'd be a confirmation high. This is where you caught your reaction. That's, you know, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful structure right there. Unfortunately, it's a bearish structure, so we'll see what happens. You know, we're gonna put this whole it never goes down to the test. I don't know, man. If it's up 42,000% since the COVID crash, I wouldn't be like messing around. I mean, I'd probably if I'm up 42,000% on position, I might be, you know, cautious. Anyway, that's it, dude. Tree Peak guy on PCG, Pacific, something to do. Hey, we got less than an hour, chat, till your week can close.
PCG, stock, tree peak guy.
Things we can do. We'll look. Is it a tree peak guy? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we looked at this kind of recently. Tree peak guy on this? I don't know about that, man. How could you say that? How could it be a tree peak guy? I like all the divert. My God, the 4-hour divergence is stupid. There's so much bullish divergence. It's crazy, right? It's like eventually, yeah, you'll get a shorter term reversal. Let's go to the daily. I mean, you did, of course, you know, you jumped across the creek, but yeah, and there's lots and lots of daily bullish divergence, but not really on the RSI. This is one of those, I know we looked at it recently, and I'm just like, I'd take my shot on IAG over PCG with where each are right now. Okay, I'm just saying, you're in this short-term downtrend. It could always turn into some other X, A, B, C, D or something. I just don't know when it's going to reverse. But yeah, I mean, how do you strategize a stop loss between 826 and 1243? It's really tough. When it's tough to or impossible to strategize where to set up a stop loss, it's not a very good potential trade, right? I mean, again, it's like straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. And then eventually it could come back down to 826 again. So, and it just made its lowest low, right, of this little correction it's in. It's been in since late November. So I'm just not really, I get you, dude. I think it's at like Wyckoff accumulation levels, you know, but 645 to 826 would certainly be like your lowest risk areas. Right, it's just you don't. It could leg down a couple more times, methodically, slowly, and then you just get stopped out because it's really tough to. Where do you set your stop loss? You know, with IAG, there is no doubt exactly where one could set up their stops. We know exactly where you're in trouble on the asset if it breaks it. It's so close to that level, but what's so close to that level, but its momentum is shifting to the bullish side. Right, this isn't like. I get you, but I don't think so. I don't really think so quite yet. But hey, it doesn't mean it can't reverse tomorrow, you know, and start going. But yeah, I think it's at lower risk areas, but it's not making higher highs yet. But it is, in fact, starting to make higher lows. So yeah, dude, it's just really tough. I mean, crypto is just not the place right now. Now, at some point, there will be a reversal, you know, and we can try to be like, yeah, man, it's time. I mean, like, this could be it. This could be it on the altcoins and in crypto, but at the same time, this may not be it at all. Like, it's really tough, you know. The daily and weekly still look pretty awful, but maybe the 4 hours starting to show some promise, but you still just don't know yet. This could go down to 2K again. Easy. Like, I think it could very well go to 2K again. Same time, I mean, this is where, hey, it holds. It could begin a reversal because it looks identical to a fractal we saw this year, late February, early March. So it's all on Bitcoin. Clearly, I mean, like, you know Bitcoin, right? It's like this. It's bearish. It's like, hey, guess what? The bearish patterns are playing out. What does that mean? Bearish kind of in control still. If that's the most recent event that's occurred. I don't know about bear trap, dude. Momentum is clearly on the bearish side right now, especially on the significant time scales. So, and like if it's gonna play out, you have another target. It's 31,000. Maybe you've only hit one of the two targets on this bearish cipher. 52 minutes till that weekly close, and it's not good at all. Sorry. Even even though I want it to be, man. I really want it to be. I just think there's other asset classes that are so much better. Speaking of gold, the new week has begun for it, and it's just at the inflection point, right? It's just hitting, it's touching that third target of the trade setup. For good reason, right? Why is it not broken that? Because that's very, very real. I mean, that is one of the most real things ever on this chart. Look left. That's it. It's like the candle high close from September of 2011. That's where you are. Now you have certainly broken out. This was the, 2/3 of a year correction you were in. So eventually I think this wave is really nice. I mean, it can go up a little bit more. Eventually you'll get a small pullback. Hopefully it just makes a higher low than previous lows. And then pivots and runs again. Think about this. Imagine, like we've talked about this one time before, but imagine like this going on. Maybe it goes a little bit higher and gets, to like 1960 or something. That would really fake out a lot. People like start breakout buying, because of that inflection point looking left. And then it reverses, but it creates a perfect neckline. And then what happens? It comes back down to back test the supply line it broke, but at the same time back testing the supply line it broke, it back tests the left shoulder of this potential inverse head and shoulders that would be monster sized, right? I mean, that's what we'd be wanting. That's what we covet, okay? And dude, that would just be like the most amazing opportunity that you could ever get on gold would be this right here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's a huge structure too. We're talking like a 6-month large structure. Bullish momentum shifting structure and it's that large, meaning it could be very reliable if it ever happens. So you just be wanting to see that. Again, like for gold now, what can the swing trader, do? Like, I mean, at these levels, this is an inflection point where a reversal certainly could occur. So I can't be like, oh, time to go long on gold because it's exactly where profit taking levels just hit, like May 5th, beginning of the month. Right, it's like you've hit the third target, and it's the third target for good reason, because reversal. Okay, so hopefully we're on the same page, Oh. So gold, major areas, critical areas, on the cusp of glory, but you can pull back beforehand. Silver, this new week is also open. Eventually $31, but we think the hard target's $35+ up here. This is, I think it's even better than gold. It looks stronger than gold because just during the correction that lasted 2/3 of a year, it didn't make lower lows. It began to make higher lows, where gold has only been making lower lows, lower highs in its correction. So ascending triangle behavior is so powerful on silver. Wow. And again, what the narrative's going to be for gold already broken out and silver painting a massively large 6-month large ascending triangle, which is a bullish continuation pattern, right? Reaccumulation, whatever. I mean, that's the narrative, the $6 trillion. They passed that. That's what, it's like, whoa, why is Nokia painting a beautiful bullish harmonic pattern on the weekly with an inverse head and shoulders? 5G. Why did Ford paint that beautiful bullish Scarlet and blow up and it's gone nuts now? Electric vehicles. They all have like narratives. These are, a lot of times there can be like fundamental narratives that are why bullish patterns will play out, and bearish patterns can play out too. So it's fun. It's cool. I don't know. Okay, that was it, man. No more requests, right? So I guess we can go back to the S coins, your favorite asset class, of course. And you can just look at look at OXT, man. OXT's wild. It's like so good. It's just like you're at this major, without a doubt, the major low from November, and you've got the bullish cipher pattern, and you just like look at this 34-cent area that is so important. Okay, inflection point. Okay, the high from February of last year. I mean, you're at it and you're trying to. It's like almost like Nokia, but not on as significant of a time scale. You know, it's like, how is this happening? Where you're like showing potentially that momentum shifting structure or the potential inverse head and shoulders at the pattern completion zone of a mega sized harmonic, and your right shoulder is trying to like be, you know, trying to hold above the major support resistance from history. It's just like, dang, I mean, the argument's there for how it could be so good, but it doesn't matter because Bitcoin just still looks like trash, kind of. Right? The argument's there for like how you could say, dang, man, that could be an awesome long opportunity above 34 cents, but at the same time, it's like, dang, dude, it is Bitcoin. Okay, locally, it is Bitcoin. It's just going to do what Bitcoin does. And Bitcoin just doesn't look very good. So it's hard to be like, all right, time to do trades at an OXT, you know, because of that.
Gentlemen, in the mix.
Anyway, I was just bringing it to your attention, you know, like, though it looks awesome and just, you can note it from the stream, but Gearig Bitcoin, okay. Yeah, dude, someone said classic bear flag on Bitcoin. I mean, I could see that on the daily. I mean, you know, maybe. It's freaking awful, dude. I mean, that could be like devastation. Think about that. That'd be 20K for sure. If that was gonna play out, 20K. But at the same time, if it's in a bear flag, it could easily at the same time, flipping the coin, could go all the way back to the top of the flag again, C42K, just to wipe out all the bears, the over leveraged bears, right? Because it's just the market's unforgiving on both sides. So it's just, yeah, I mean, it does not look good. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 on the bottom and like a few on the top. Yeah, man, that's ugly. That's really ugly. Could be. And I'm not even gonna do the bear flag measure move because it would depress you. You'd turn off the stream. Okay, you wouldn't. Yeah. On daily, I wouldn't say it's a triangle. I mean, there's no way. The daily just looks like upsloping consolidation after an impulse down. No, not good, right? It's like, good God, dude. No, I mean the measure move or the 618 major 618's 27K, and that's not true unless you're talking about a little triangle or pin it on the 4 hour. I'm just looking at the daily. All right, I'm almost out of coffee, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the weekly candle close stream, dude. There's just not enough to talk about, I guess, right? I mean. Not in crypto, because you go to crypto, it's like in the space bar, everything looks similar. Like, look at VeChain. VeChain looks good, but it doesn't matter. Like, VeChain's like, oh, this could be a strategic entry area, for sure, and around there. But it's like the 88% retrace, so an 88% sale on VeChain was previous discernible swing low. One valley, a second valley, a third valley, they're all higher than the previous, right? And it's above 10 cents. Above 10 cents is nothing, like pretty much nothing. 20 cents. Target. So it looks unbelievable. It's like, oh my god, I want to take action on VeChain, but it's like how it's so
hey
hard
Rosa,
to when
hope you enjoy your
Bitcoin looks like
travels.
trash.
A quick look at SCS stock. You're going to have to go to the monthly and zoom out. Cheers and be well, dude.
What's up, idiot Sarah? Thanks for the 20, dude. Yeah, we'll look at it. Sure. Thank you, man. All right, so just, I mean, it's just another coin that's making a higher low than the previous low. I think it looks awesome, but it's just every time I look at an altcoin, I'm thinking about Bitcoin and how trash Bitcoin looks, man. Yeah, crypto was really fun last year and this year. Are you kidding me? Well, yeah, it was really fun this year. I mean, Bitcoin was only fun for a month this year, or a few months, right? And then it was not, but then altcoins took over. So you know, you could still had a lot of fun in this crypto market this whole year up until like, you know, early this month, right? Yep. It's just like I think that it seems like, you know, bears are just full control of this market right now, you know, at least for Bitcoin. You want to look at the monthly. God, dude, unreal, like crazy. You see this? Imagine caring about crypto and assets out there exist looking like this. This is the monthly. Now it's in the dead middle, right, of a range. I mean, you're saying, oh, it's an inverse head and shoulders potentially, but you know, like $8 was kind of like the area, you know. It was also an XABCD. I don't think it got to that 786 quite, did it? It was very, very close. Could have. Dude, oh my God. I mean, like, look at this. Idiot Terror. Yeah, he names himself Idiot. I'm just calling him by what his name is. I mean, that's pretty remarkable on the monthly in XABCD, and it hits pretty much D, but it's also that low from 2002. So, Terra, man, it's just really tough how do you strategize the long on the monthly? You can't, because you flip the coin, it comes down to, you know, your reaction low, you get your confirmation low in like a year, because it's the monthly, or it rallies up to $20 now, like in the next year, because it's the monthly. So yeah, man, I get you. I get why you're nice range. It reminds me of lumber, you know, kind of, but lumber has a lot more data before lumber broke out and went to, you know, the gates of heaven, literally. So.
Inverted hammer on BTC Weekly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but like, you know, at the same time, dude, it's like, at the same time of that, it's just kind of like, it back tested what was once resistance as resistance, dude. So and that is, saying it's an inverted hammer, I think is you're really getting high on that hopium. Now, of course, it could be, man. It very well, you know, from this previous low here, from January 18th to the high, that's an 88.6% retrace at 30K. So, I mean, there's a harmonic, but that's, again, I think that's a lot of hopium because of the context of where we are. You know, there's a cliff. You would fall off a cliff below $30,000, chat. So just be mindful and cognizant of that. I hope it is, you know. It'd be kind of like more so a morning star a little bit more than an inverted hammer. Josh, I appreciate you joining the Patreon, dude, but yeah, it's the 30th, so you're gonna get billed again in 2 days, Josh, man. So you might want to get with Brad and talk about things. Yeah, wait to join the Patreon on the 1st, not the now. Thank you. Alright, dude. Most dead chat of my entire life. I feel like Bitcoin's at $3,000. It's about as how active chat is compared to back when Bitcoin was at $3,000. So yeah, I don't know. SCS, I like the chart. It's cool, you know, because it's like you got Bulkowski stuff, you got Wyckoff stuff at the same time. And I'm just making it so people can visualize, they can see what we're talking about here. Yeah, momentum is shifting clearly, but it's in the dead middle. So strategizing stop loss.
Can you please take a gander at KNC/USDT, please, man?
Yeah, it looks like everything else. So, yep, we'll look at it. Literally everything else, dude.
Can you look at
JRM
ABB,
Brothers.
Abacus Property Group? Thanks.
I can't tell you what to do, but we're at such a point where I think there's an argument for both sides.
Mitch,
But
should
yeah,
I dump
it does
my
look
coins?
more bearish.
Just
I
a
think there could be more
retail chat.
downside for sure. But at the same time, it's all so much value in such a short period of time.
Another
A
sleeper
reversal could occur at
potentially.
these levels too.
APA
It
stock.
sucks, man.
Look
It's
at the
like
monthly. Low
traditional
risk
technical
area.
analysis is not about it at any given time there being a strong edge. Like in crypto, there's just not really a strong edge. If anything, it just looks pretty weak. It looks pretty. I mean, it doesn't really look that promising for a major reversal. But hey, with a new monthly candle, I've seen it countless times where there's tons of selling and then a new month begins and then a ton of buying, or tons of buying leading up to the end of the month and the new month begins and tons of selling. So it's not really that strong of an argument, you know, but it is just not a good place to be like, oh, I mean, I think you really are, you know, rounding. I think you're kind of playing the casino a little bit, taking longs with conviction at these levels. And I'd say flipping a coin, you know. I mean, but you can go to IAG, you know. You could have been on GameStop or gold itself at the beginning of the month. There are plenty of opportunities that exist out there where you don't have to ask questions, where it's not difficult. It's not, you know, that, oh, well, there's an argument here for bulls, but there's also an argument for bears. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just, I wish I could always have an answer via charts the way we read them, but it's just not the case. It's not how it works. You have to wait for that. So KNC here. KNC down at one major point. I mean, like, look, it's November 2020, that high. You went down, you tested it when Bitcoin went to 30K, it went to 119. And now there's a major inflection point that was once a major resistance, is now resistance
Can you
again.
look
You
at the
failed, and
US
you're
dollar
below
chart?
it. So it's like, it's just like Ethereum, it's just like Bitcoin. They're like below their major points they need to be above. It's barely making a higher low, and it could turn out to end up be a lower low. It could have, in the new week, it could turn into a lower low. So I just, again, it's like really tough right now. It's just not easy. Sorry, man. So Ralph, Abacus Property Group, sure will look. US dollar. Yeah, we can look at the US dollar, whatever. Sure. Yeah, man, KNC looks like everything else, and there's a very real opportunity, or a real chance that it could tumble down to the lowest lows of the entire sell-off. Momentum-driven asset class, and it seems like the bears have that momentum on this market right now. We'll see. Abacus, very, very strong, dude. Very, very nice. So what did it do more recently? I've been here before. Got some lines here, some very powerful lines. It's incredible. Oh my god! Wow. So what did it do? Oh wow! It I had this plotted, and it finally jumped across the creek. That's a creek jump, but also look, 265 was an old, very critical ice line from 2016. I think that's it. Yeah, 2016. Look how it rallied and then back tested it, held it as support, and then there ended up being divergence down here. Continued on, I guess, on a little slightly lower low, and held. And it got above 265, and now it's rallied. And now it's just kind of like, again, man. I mean, it's like, how are you strategizing your longs? Like, look, I mean, where the asset is right now, it's kind of tough. It's like so much chop. Like, you know, this next week it could go down to 282, or at the same time next week it could go up to 325. You're in an area where it's very difficult to be like, oh, great entry area. Oh yeah, just because historically it's never really been so much of a very good entry area, you know. And it just is coming off of a rally after an area where that makes a lot more sense to take
always
along,
great
right?
work.
At 265,
Do you mind check out
it's
right
run
and
up.
Brad? M
It's
short
size point. It went up
18.17
20%,
missed
you
the
know?
chance to get out at the last dip.
MF Condo, man, thank you, dude, for the 5, but you know, rules. Thanks. Above the 200-day moving average, I love it. Yeah, someone would be like, is it a coupled handle, man? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a lower high coupled handle. If it was, you normally want the coupled handle to be the same height from the left side to the right side. This was to be down sloping. So to lower high in the previous high. So, oh. I mean, what? Maybe hidden bullish divergence developing on daily. What's that 4-hour look? Real estate. What, dude? Between 265 and 331, you get it right. If you're in the dead middle of between 265 and 331, it's really tough for me to help you, you know? I'd say the best areas for long 265, the areas where there might be a higher probability of a reversal of the downside, 331. If you're in the middle, you know, there it is, man. It's like, oh, it's tough. Like, we look at charts, and sometimes they're at really good areas, and some not strategic areas, and sometimes they're not. This one's not really at a strategic entry area right now as I'm speaking to you. Doesn't mean it can't keep going up. Please understand that. DXY. Crazy divergence playing out, but still below that 200 moving average, 4 hour, the daily. God, man, the divergence is so strong. It's like, I'd say bullish shark, pretty much. So what's the most recent major event that has occurred on the US dollar? A lower low than the previous low before it that is discernible on the daily, which is the February 25th low. That is very real. I mean, I discern that. I can see that before rally. So that's a lower low. So that's not really like, there's no accumulation on the DXY really right now. So yeah, it's a bullish pattern, but the trend is freaking terribly bearish. It's awful. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean,
Sorry if you have spoken about
reverse.
this already. Will you still be streaming when you go to the BTC conference? Has there ever been any news-driven catalysts during these conferences to affect price action?
Is that a joint?
I don't know. I wouldn't put any fate or faith or hope into that. A Bitcoin conference, man, with Michael Saylor. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone else in here knows. You know, I'm not really keeping up with Bitcoin conferences driving price. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Wouldn't put much weight on it, even if it did happen. It's like, that's good luck playing the numbers game, continuously just looking for Bitcoin conferences to take longs, you know. So just DXY, man, you're near the cliff, the major cliff, where $88 to $89 death to the asset, like major markdown would happen if you broke that. I mean, it'd be awful, man. Okay. Same time, you're at an area where it's like this. It's like a major shark. Yeah, dude, that's a major shark. That's a huge pattern. So it's like, it's either gonna have a real good time or it's gonna get devastated. You print $6 trillion more dollars. I have no idea how this asset doesn't fall off the cliff to 78. 6 trillion, right? More money printed than more money, whatever, you know, allocated since World War II, and there's no world war. There was a COVID virus, and that like thing is kind of like done now. I mean, I'm not saying it's over. I'm not trying to trivialize it. I'm just saying, like, you can't compare World War II to a COVID virus in 2021, right? I mean, it's just not. So how can you justify all that spending? It's obscene. I think it's like, I mean, you know, you keep doing stuff like this, you will collapse the system. And I guess that's what they want, because this wouldn't be happening. There's no way this would be happening. Sorry, dude. I'm just saying, man. I mean, like, you tell me. If it won't collapse the system, why has it not been done since, like, you know, the 70s? I mean, to this level, right? Almost out of coffee. Almost out of time. All right. So we have less than 30 minutes, so your weekly can close. But yeah, I'll be streaming from Miami. Me streaming in Savannah was kind of like a test run just to make sure everything was okay. You know, I got to work out a few kinks, make sure it was good. So now it's like when I go to Miami, I won't have any stress on me. I can just hit that live button for the most part, and we go, right? Don't know if I'm going to be doing any IRL streaming. Might just be doing desktop streams, you know. Hey, what's up, Man Bear Pig?
I have some evidence Man Bear Pig could be in this area.
Oh yeah? Virgin Flag? We can do it, dude.
Manbear Pig tip $39.20. Can we please look at SPCE, Virgin Galactic Holding Incorporated, clinking beer mugs, 0.00110000 BTC.
Bow to your sensei.
We'll do
Bow
it.
to your sensei.
Thank you. We'll space, dude. Man, how crazy. How crazy. I mean, it's just, you know, you're requesting it, you're asking about it, but, you know, the fact that you're asking about a Man Bear Pig now is tough. You know, it's like, what can I do to help? Like, I don't know, I've had this 1455 here forever, since I've ever looked at this chart. There was a gap fill at 1634. I mean, those were areas that made way more sense to tip me to look at the asset, because at least at that point I could be like, dang man, you're oversold, you're diverging for sure on the oscillators, at least on the 4 hour, and you're at a major inflection point where if you fall below that, you're going down to like $12, $9. So it's just like, now it's just gap up, you gapped up and you've just been running, and now you're up against that 200 moving average, 3580, you almost hit it. It's just, you know, when NASA does this, it's kind of nothing I can do. You know, I can't really. It's either 2765 or 3580 next, and I don't. You're in the dead middle. So look, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Literally, that's it. So Monday it goes to 3580, or it goes to 2765 next. I don't know. It's a back test. So straight line up. I mean, you requested an asset that from its bottom to its highest point has appreciated in value in 20 days, 146% in value. So when an asset's done that, on this stream, it's really tough for me to be able to provide any sort of value to you or the viewers, right? Or at least a long opportunity or something. You know, it's just, you know what I'm saying. Nice rally though. Nice rally. You break 3580, you go to 4250. I think that'll be your target after 3580. That's it. And then after that, probably be it. All-time high is around $58, $60. All right, cool. Hey, you got another one that's just like really promising. I mean, I wouldn't say promising. It's more like it's kind of mesmerizing. It's kind of like it gets you to it invokes emotions or not emotions. It evokes thoughts of, ooh, it might be good. Like Maker, you know, got devastated like everything else. You know, broke that channel's trend line. But as you can see, the markdown, it got as low as 1838 and rallied as high as 4357. Unbelievable volatility, unreal. Nowhere on the planet is volatility like this. Nowhere. Nowhere in history has it been like this either. So welcome to it. You're living history. You're participating in probably one of the most insane volatile cycle markets ever. So you got that going for you. But why I say it's kind of like intriguing of a chart is if you look left at that high from February 5th and February 20th, you're above it. Anything above that long enough, historically, 4,067. Could mark up $700. History, it's normally straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. So, and it's like that inverse head and shoulders stuff, right? Like maybe a left shoulder head right. Momentum could be shifting, you know, but Same time, it's just beholden to Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin does, Maker's going to do too, right? Bitcoin goes down, then Maker goes down to 2,200. Bitcoin goes up, it goes up to 4,067, maybe 4,674 if Bitcoin really keeps going. So I just, bears right now currently own Bitcoin until we get like a little bit more confirmation that you've made a higher low on the 4 hour. I still think like momentum's still not very good for Bitcoin. And yeah, again, dude, just I keep going back this weekly. That is just not good price action. But yeah, it seems like there could be hopium of, oh, it's a inverted hammer or a morning star or something, you know. All right, man. Well, I guess that's all I can do for you, you know, today. That's the only value I can provide is like just kind of telling you, being real with you. You know, I know you don't want to hear it. No one does. My hold account doesn't want to hear it either. But that's it, man. I'll see if the new week and maybe the new month and a couple days ushers in some sort of short-term reversal, you know, in price for Bitcoin where we attempt to rally or something. Okay. So I'll leave y'all to it. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.